Lulia. Hi, Bu Lulia.
Mr. Sabat.
Yes, okay. We have also Ibu Hidayah. Hello, Bu Hidayah. Can you listen to my voice, Bu? Bu Hidayatul Munawwarah. Hello.
I'm here, sir. Yes.
Yes. So, can you listen to my voice clearly there? Hello, Bu.
Yes, sir, I can.
Okay, because today
Yes, I can.
you will be a presenter with Ibu Khalif. Then the audio must be clear so that everybody can catch the point of yours. And we have Pak Rudi. Hello, Pak Rudi. How are you doing?
Yes, yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah, so Sumatra still raining hard.
Okay. All right. Hello, Pak Samsul. Your voice is cutting out,
Yes,
Pak
sir.
Samsul. Okay. Can you just say something, Pak Samsul? How are you today?
I'm so fine, thank you. And you, sir?
I'm doing great. Thank you, Pak Samsul, for always being here. But
You're
sometimes
welcome,
you are
sir.
lost somewhere.
So, about my microphone, sir.
Yeah, I think there is the signal is not quite good. Yeah, is it because in my place, or I don't know whether the internet connection in Pak Samsul place? I don't know, but the voice is cutting out. Okay, Bapak Ibu, I think we don't have to waste our time before we start our lessons. Let us pray together, shall we? Finish. Okay, so today's meeting is the continuations of the previous meeting. The previous meeting, we were talking about developing speaking and listening skills and also the interactional competence. And today we are going to talk about reading, writing, and technology. It's also about the online literacy because recently in Society 5.0, we should be dealing with technology. Yeah, Bapak Ibu. So that's why this course is designed for you. And let us focus on presenters' explanations today because it's very important because this topic is actually the continuations of the previous topic. Yeah. So, Bu Khalif, are you ready, Bu?
Yes, I am. Is my voice
Okay.
clear, sir?
It's bit cutting out, Bu. Your voice is cutting out.
Okay, well, wait a minute.
Okay. Bu Hidayah, today will be Bu Khalif and Bu Hidayatul Munawwarah. Bu Khalif and
What
Bu
about,
Hidayatul Munawwarah will be explaining us about reading, writing, and online literacy. Yes, Bu Khalif?
yeah, what about now? Is my voice clear? Clear. Okay,
Yeah,
thank
much
you.
better.
Yeah, I think my headset is broken, so I get rid of the headset and now I'm not using a headset. Try to find a quiet place.
Okay.
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, thank you very much for the chances given to our group. Bu Hidayah and I today are going to deliver the materials entitled Reading, Writing, and Online Literacy. Right. So there are four focus that we are going to talk about today. The first is about the introduction. The second is about writing and technology, and then continued by reading and technology, and the last is about online literacy. First, we have to understand why does second language research emphasis on the development of reading and writing? Why do they think that reading and writing are important to be studied further? First, reading and writing are areas that the teacher and learners spend most of their time. So reading and writing are the skills that need more time, that are a little bit time consuming because there are a lot of things that that should be integrated into one. And then reading and writing are vital for academic or operational success, as we know that to be able to enter the university, we have to write. We have to be able to understand complex texts, and we have to be able to write. So that's why reading and writing are vital for academic and operational success. And then learners develop the language proficiency required to conduct disciplinary or occupational tasks. So there are a lot of tasks that require us to be able to read and write well. Okay, now let's move on to talk about the writing and technology. First, we have to understand what writing is. So according to Grape and Kaplan, 1996, um, writing is the combining of structural sentence units into a more or less unique, cohesive, and coherent larger structure. And before going on further to talk about the technology in writing, we have to understand first some approaches to writing. So here, there are two most popular approaches to writing, and these two are always compared each other. The first one is process writing, and then the second one is product writing. Or if in the resources that we get from Pak Sabat, writing as a product and writing as a process. Let's talk about the product writing or writing as a product. In this writing, the students just imitate the model text, and then the organization of ideas is more important than the ideas themselves. So accuracy is more important than fluency here. And then it is usually done once. So the students will only write once, and they will only make one draft. The features highlighted in product writing includes controlled practice, and it is commonly individual, and the emphasis is on the end product. While in process writing, the text as the resource for comparison, the context of the text are used in this writing. Ideas is very important as the starting point, and usually there are some revisions, so it is more than one draft.
Hello.
No voice.
Where is Bukalif? Is he okay?
Yeah, it's because of the internet connection, probably.
I see.
So. It's the rainy season, sir. So. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So sorry, I'm here. We'll share the screen. So sorry for the inconvenience.
It's okay, bro. It's because of the internet connections. It happens all the time.
Yes. All right. Yes. Okay. Hold on. Ah, right. Now we're going to continue. So those two approaches to writing are the most common approaches. Process writing and product writing. Now let's continue to genre-based approach writing. As we know that genre-based approach is now used in our new curriculum Merdeka. There are three. There are three approaches to genre theories according to Highland. And Highland summarizes that there are three approaches to genre-based writing. The first is the new rhetoric approach. So genre is considered as the motivated functional relationship between text type and rhetorical situation, and the focus in the rhetorical context. The second one is the ESP approach. So it is more linguistic, and genre is considered as a class of structured communicative events employed by specific discourse communities whose members share broad social purpose. And the last one is the SFL model, where the focus is the purposeful, interactive, and sequential character of different genres and the ways in which language is systematically linked to context through patterns of lexicogrammatical and rhetorical features. If I can conclude that based on these three approach, what is the most important thing in genre-based approach is actually the context, because the context will influence the rhetorical context. The context will influence the rhetorical what is that the rhetorical organization of the writing. The next one is collaborative writing. So the joint production of a text by two or more writers is called collaborative writing according to Storch 2011. The main ideas of collaborative writings are: the first, it engages learners in negotiations of meaning with the goal of completing the task at hand. Output is more important in second language learning. So collaboration is the most important thing here, and the learning takes place in the social milieu where the students are interacting and collaborating each other. 5 steps of collaborative writing according to Byrne 1988 are: the first, the students will gather the ideas and then they will prepare the outline, or we call it as scaffolding, and then they will write a draft, correct and improve the draft, and finally writing the final output. So after understanding some approaches to writing, now let's talk about technology used in writing. The first one is social networks. According to Godwin Jones 2023, based on the research, students find it motivating to write for an audience of peers of the wider public. And social networks here is the most appropriate one because the audiences are very global here. Some example of social networks are Facebook, Academia, LinkedIn, Instagram, Simera, WhatsApp, WeChat, Line, Kik, YouTube, and others. There are a lot of studies that have proven that social networks is effective for writing. Some of the examples are social networking platforms can increase writing ability by Tanawan and Punchali, and then Hataim and Zainab, and Wijati and Nopakun. I don't know how to pronounce it correctly. And Facebook, this is also another example that the research has proven that Facebook can be used in order for a group of learners to share and exchange information. That is the first technology. The second one is blog. Oh, sorry. Oh. Oh, I moved too far. It should be Bu Hidayah. Yeah, okay. The second one is blogs. I'm sure we have been familiar with this. Maybe some of you also have ever written blogs. There are some features in blogs. The first one, it is owned by individuals, giving owners string personal editorship. It has archive feature, so the students can just go back again and again. And then it can be accessed by the public or designated group. It allows writers to create and interact virtually. And those are the features of blogs. When blogging, students work in an authentic but not judgmental learning environment. And some research has conducted a study related to blogs, and the examples are these. So by Bloch, Sun and Chang, by Fellner and Apple, that showed research that they suggest that blogs help increase the quantity of student writing and its lexical sophistication. Dons claims that integrating blogs into writing classes improves students' writing skills. And there is also Nazrah and Cambodia point out that the students write their compositions with specific purposes through blogging. All right, next, wikis. According to Ward Cunningham, wikis offer not just a platform for people to collaborate, but it is also a work that might produce a community and is sustained by a community. So collaboration is highlighted in wikis, and some advantages of using wikis, according to Wells, are wikis created a learning opportunity beyond classrooms. The writing task can be less teacher dependent because students can just write whenever they want, whenever and wherever they want. Wikis create a learning community that will benefit them in other activities, and wikis present novel challenges in terms of process, medium, and writing product. And these are some examples of researches that have been done related to writing using wikis. Right. 7 steps that are suggested by Kessler in designing the project using wikis are: the first, wiki project was established, and a page, the students create a page, and then the students were grouped into 3 or 4 people, and then each group started to work together to discuss what are they going to write, what topic they are going to choose to write, and then one group input their ideas, and then the other groups take turns to comment on the other group's wiki page, and all students started to read the contributions on the wiki page, and then the group then discussed what changes they wanted to make to the wiki page that has been changed. And finally, the group reviewed changes made further until no more changes were made. Some important notes that the teachers should take into account when using blocks and wikis are: first, the students' awareness of the ownership of the authorship, especially in collaborative writing. There must be clear, what is that? Clear agreement in the beginning so that this wiki page is owned by some people. The second, being responsible for contributing to blogs and wikis, especially when controversial issues are debated. So students must be aware who the readers are and what are they going to write. And then when designing the task, accuracy should be of less concern, because the most important thing is the process and the content. The students need to be aware of fair contributions to blogs and wikis among group members. There must be clear agreement that all students must contribute the same portion to their wikis. Next, we have corpus. According to O'Keefe, a corpus, or in plural is corpora, is a collection of text written or spoken which is stored on a computer. The integrated in writing, corpus combines vocabulary, grammar, and discourse patterns in the process. And some advantages of using corpus are: first, it is the access to natural and authentic text in given context. The second, it is beneficial for second language writing. And then it can increase lexical and grammatical accuracy, which contributes to a possible increase in the quality of the writing. The example of corpus is one of the popular example of corpus is Sketch Engine. So you can just go to your browser and find and write Sketch Engine, and then you can log in with your Google account. And here is what is that? The first page, the dashboard that you will see in the corpus. So there are some menus here. There is word sketch difference, concordance, thesaurus, and we are going to discuss the feature here. So there are three main features of corpus. The first is concordance. Concordance is the examples of a word or phrase from the corpus. And then keywords. It's the keywords. It identifies the keywords. Corpus identifies the keywords and locating them in a given text. And then word list here. Corpus can also list the words in your text in alphabetical order and by frequency. But unfortunately, I haven't got any time to study further about the corpus, so maybe we can discuss and study together later. And this is another example that I add apart from the book, the examples in the books. This is called Padlet. This is that what is that? We can say it's a web-based platform that I often use in my class. In the past, when I still had class, now I don't have I don't have classes, so I don't teach anymore. But in the past, I always use this. So Padlet is a platform. Let me show you. This is one of my Padlet page. It was the first beginning of the meeting, so I asked the students to write their to introduce themselves in the form of writing. And here in the Padlet, the students will write and then commenting each other. The students can comment here. The teachers
Excuse me,
also can
Bu
comment.
Khalif, excuse me.
Yes.
Are you sharing some about the Padlet that you have?
Yes.
Can you just share the form of Padlet that you have already made with your students?
Oh,
Maybe you can
sorry. Yeah.
stop sharing for a while.
Oh, right. Okay. Sorry, sir. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. I will share Yes. All right. Yeah. Can you see?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So
Okay.
sorry because I shared not the whole screen but only the PowerPoint. Now this is the example of my Padlet class writing. In the beginning, they write about themselves, and the other students can comment on each other. And sometimes I comment, but that time my comments was to ask the students introduce themselves in a at the same time in a class. It will take time, so I asked them to write in the Padlet, then I can go through randomly one by one and then give comments on them. Okay.
Which one is the comment? Can I just see one form of the comment?
There is yeah, there is no comment here because the comment that
okay.
I can see, I can show the others class. Hopefully I still made have it. But for
Okay.
Padlet, for the free one, we will be given only 5, but then five, what is this? 5 classes. But if we upgrade into the premium, then we can have a lot of classes. So like this, oh, there is no comment. Yeah, the students can just write at comment here. What
Okay.
for example, we can just type. So how to work with Padlet is just go to padlet.com here, padlet.com. And then after that, you sign in with your Google email, Gmail. And then after that, you create your own class. And you share the link to the students, and the students can contribute because there is plus here. If you can see, the students will write anything. They can upload pictures, they can write, they can upload videos, they can do a lot of things here.
Okay. Thank you, Bu.
Right. Yeah, you're welcome, sir. Right. Then I think that's all about writing and technology. Now let's move on to hold on, I'm going to share this PowerPoint again. Let's move on to reading and technology with Bu Hidayah. Bu Hidayah, the time is yours.
Okay, thank you, Miss Khalid. I will try to continue about our presentation. Okay, next slide. Next slide. Okay, reading. Reading and technology. Reading. Reading is a process of receiving and interpreting information, including in language from form via the medium of print. Reading is one of the skills of English language. Reading is also an effective way to build vocabulary because learners learn new words in specific contexts, which help them to focus on both meaning and form. Reading process. Reading process is an activity that involves recording the written text on the one hand and efficiently processing the information gained on the other hand. This involves abilities to recognize words rapidly and efficiently, develop and use very large recognition vocabulary, process sentence in order to build comprehension, intense range of structured processes and underlying cognitive skills. Classify it. Next slide. Hello, next slide. classified of reading. There are two classifies of reading. They are intensive reading and extensive reading. Intensive reading is reading carefully to remember the details and understand all the words and meaning. And extensive reading is an approach to second language reading. When the learners read extensively, they read very easy, enjoyable books to build their reading speed and fluency. The next, reading process. There are two level of reading process. There are lower level process and higher level process. In lower level process, it is fast, automatic word recognition skills, automatic lexicosynthetic processing, and the semantic processing. Lower level process include and higher level process. It is include form main idea meanings, recognize related and thematic information, will a text model of comprehension, use interfacing, background knowledge, strategic processing, and context constraints. Next. Reading a process. They are bottom up, top down, and interactive. In bottom up reading, it uses predominantly low level processing. So learner starts with the smallest units in sentence and then puts them together to decode the meaning of larger units. What recognition happens before comprehensions. The second is top-down reading approach. This is very often involved case and prediction. The reader use synthetic and semantic knowledge that they had prior to reading. The reader relies on what he or she already knows about the topic and predict what will be read. During this process, the reader can accept or reject predictions when more information is accessed. And the three is interactive reading approach. It draws human aspects of both of the bottom up and the top down models. It is engaged in an interactive process between the lower level processing and higher level processing. Okay, next. Technology used in assisting reading. For example, we can use Genius, ad hoc design, WebQuest, and Dreamweaver. Genius is a website for young learners which contains various types of materials. The learner can either choose read it myself or read to me. The ad hoc design of website requires technical skills, time, and resources. WebQuest is useful tool to address the need of to design a specific website or study program. And Dreamweaver is if a teacher have the knowledge of web design, he or she can also design a website using a development tool such as Dreamweaver. Okay, next slide. Multimedia reading materials. They are text, graphics, video clips, and audio resources. Multimedia materials work with both adult and young learners. For young learners, image, sound, and animations are strong motivator. The next, Me Genius. It is the appearance of Me Genius. It is a website for young learners which contains various types of materials. It is recommended for every classroom with emergent readers. The next, self-design for reading. This is an example of the appearance of a self-design for reading. The next book. Programs. Spreader, it is a good tool to help learners to develop their reading speeds, which can be used either independently or as a world-class activity. The reader sets the pace and increases it as they become more confident and competent in reading. The reader can control other variables such as words per unit, font size, font color, and so on. And next, 7 speed reading, edge reading, and then the reader edge. They are to increase reading comprehensions as well as reading speed. Such software also provides exercise and tests which help the reader customize their training. Okay, this is an example of the appearance of a spreader. Okay, next. Mobile assist reading. It allows learners to gain access to learn materials on go and support open distance and informal learning opportunities. Mobile assisted language learning is now becoming more widely used in second language education due to its advantage over other types of technological tools. Next, the condition of the project. There are 4 conditions of the project. The material reading or reading text must be authentic and relevant to students. In this case, news which interests students would be more relevant than other students' side. Next, the teacher's involvement is important in successful implementation of mobile reading. So, follow-up discussion led by the teacher would be useful to keep students engaged. And the goal of the reading should be clear. The focus should be placed in comprehension rather than on building vocabulary or improving grammar. So instruction on vocabulary and grammar should be a minor focus. And students are highly engaged with social network nowadays. So make good use of existing social networks. For example, WeChat group can be established for students to share news and relevant materials. Next. The last is about online literacy. Technological literacy is an essential component of the strategic toolbox for language acquisitions. And digital literacy constitute a plural concept or individual skills or competencies and social skills that involve interpreting and creating both written text, visual, and media sources. Digital literacies refer to individual and social skills needed to effectively interpret, manage, share, and create meaning in the growing range of digital communication channels. With the development of the use of Web 2.0 zero and mobile learning, we also talking about attention literacy, personal literacy, and mobile literacy. Although most digital communication still involve right language. Okay, next. 5 domains for literacy skills. The first is identifying problems and questions. It is in order to acquire to appropriate sources to solve a problem. The second is locating information from multiple online resources. Reading requires material selection with further requires students to be able to evaluate materials they have located. And then critically evaluating information online. Online source often result in abundant materials. And then synthesizing information online, the learner might need to think about how they can make the best use of an online community in order to share materials and create knowledge together. And the last is communicating and exchanging information online. There will be security issues regarding reader online and downloading materials. Okay, I think enough for our presentation. Thank you, Mr. Sabet and our friends.
All right. Thank you for Bu Khalif and Bu Hidayatul Munawarom for presentations. And we have learned today several approaches relating to writing and also reading and also online literacy. It is now time for us, Bapak Ibu, to deepen our knowledge related to topics presented today. So is there any questions or probably comment or anything else given to all the presenters today you are very pleased to convey? Who will be? And Bapak Ibu, you are now in the third semester, and in the next semester, you will be dealing a lot with this because in the fourth semester, you should be ready for your research and thesis. So that's why you need to keep on reading and writing. So probably this semester you are still learning about the theories a lot about writing and reading, but in a next semester on your fourth semester you must be ready to really implement the strategy that you have learned today in this upcoming semester. Yeah, so again and again I would like to say that if you want to get a good writing, of course you must keep on reading because reading is actually the inputs of writing. If you are less in reading, so do not ever hope that you will have good writing. People will write well if they are reading well. Yeah. So all information you got, you process in your brain and then you try to pour out in your writing based on your comprehensions, your understanding. Yeah. Okay, so who will ask the question first? Because it's very important and it's quite interesting topic to talk to. Pumada, okay, please. Can you just convey, Pumada, your questions? Hello, Bu Mada.
Actually, I already typed on the comment section, but okay. So thank you for the opportunity. And my question is, how do we, mainly as a teacher, set a filter for us to carefully choose which one or two, or more, for the correct and valid information? Since the internet is a huge and limitless place for massive information, anything can get through into our mind as a source of information. The point is how to decrease the percentage of having false information. That's my question. Thank you.
So meaning that your question is asking us about we teachers, how could we filter the students' source of reading, Bu?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
It, is it about specifically in the class or outside the class, Umada?
In the class, Bu Khalif, what kind of rules or what kind of regulation that you set in your class?
All right. For me, maybe Wida, yeah. Do you want to answer the first? Wida, yeah. Okay, then I will answer the first, and Hidayah just can add later. Um, in the classroom, one of the most important thing that we need to teach our students to avoid, or let's say just avoid or decrease the false information that they get online is by having a good literacy, and by having critical thinking. So literacy and critical thinking skills are the most important things that the students need to have, so they will not directly believe the information that they get. They will have to check and then question whether it is correct or not by having critical thinking. That's according to me. Maybe Bu Hidayah can help or may add.
Okay, I think we must be careful with the titles, and then uh, we must pay attention for to the site address or the link. For information obtained from website or including links, we can pay attention to link from the right link, such as from the teacher or from the handbook. And then, oh, I think enough.
Okay, does it answer your question?
I think it is
Bu
the
Mada?
such. Okay.
Actually, I would like to know more what are the aspects that is included in a critical thinking criteria. Is not easily believe everything that is showed up in internet enough to be called critical think?
Critical thinking.
What kind of what kind the aspects? So you can call your student already have that critical thinking skill.
Sorry. Right. Give me a second. Bu Hidayah.
So, Bu Mada, actually, you have already been implementing critical thinking.
Yes.
So, you are showing the depth of your thinking. But anyway, I'd like to add some response towards the presenters have today related to how could we filter the students' input in reading. Usually, in my class, Bu Mada, I usually ask my students, okay, if you want to get a valid insight or a valid resources or references, so you can read this journal. And I ask them usually just, it's quite hard to understand about the vocabulary, about the utterances. They usually go to Wikipedia, and I ask, Wikipedia is, or it cannot be, trusted fully, because all people can just can just write all the things in Wikipedia. Maybe elementary school students, when they got any assignment from their teachers to write anything or to write their comprehension about the topic, they can just write it on wikis, and you do not know who are or who is the writer of it, and you just take it for granted. So please do not use any Wikipedia as the reference. If you want to get a valid reference, please, there must be clear name, clear publisher, and I usually try to give some information related to the links and valid references, boom. And I just give the indications that kind of Wikipedia, for example, most students just try to click something, and if they click or if they write something or keywords, usually they are directed to wikis, yeah, to Wikipedia, and they just take it for granted. In this case, I just ask them to be very careful about wiki, because anybody can just write on it, and you do not know who is the writer, or you can just follow the levels, lower levels of writer than you are. So wiki cannot be considered as a valid reference. I just stimulate their awareness that they should be very careful in citing any references. Do not use any wiki. And I just told them that kind of regulations in my class. Maybe some other people or some other participant here, Bapak Ibu, you may have any experiences in teaching your students in reading a valid references.
May I give opinion, Mr.?
Sure.
Okay, according to me, about the title today is, I think, so interesting about the reading, writing, and online literacy, because between online literacy there is tight relation with the reading and writing. So my experience when I teach my student in the classroom, usually about the reading and writing, usually I ask them about the knowing about the hero of Indonesia, like this one, about the simple material, maybe about I give one material about one subject, I think about the Soekarno, like this one, and then I give interact to them. Please find what is the name of the Soekarno when he was child, like this one, and then how is the uh, relation life of Mr. Soekarno, and then what is the name of the his wife, like this one. So I give simple material about the topic, I think, because even though for a student of senior high school, I think usually they lack of the literacy. If I ask to them to read about the biography of someone, maybe not all of them is interested of the material, but the view of the student is interested to that material. So I give method, I give a rule here. So I give task to them. Please you find about the name, about the where is they live before, and then how is the background story of his life about the hero, like this one. So I give a simple way to make them understood about the biography of Soekarno, like this one, the example. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, it's kind of stimulation for students to answer the question, quite simple questions. If you do so, Roy, then how would you know that the students get the right and valid reference to answer your simple questions, Roy?
I think the first type is they must be answer of my questions all, and then after they can answer of my question about maybe 10 or 15 question, and then I will ask to them to please you try to retell again based on your own word like this one, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Pak Roy. Well, actually, Bumada is concerning about how can we give the student a valid reference? Maybe we have any regulations in directing the students to get the valid references. But thank you, Pak Roy. You have already shared your experiences. Some other students?
I'm sir. Samsul sir.
Yes, Pak Samsul, please.
Please, Miss Mada. Miss Mada. Miss Halif. I don't know about the process writing and product writing. Maybe can you give example for me for the others maybe, because I don't know what is mean about the process writing and product writing. Or have you ever seen in your school maybe what is the process writing and product writing? Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So you are asking questions, yeah? I think that you would like to add some explanation from Pak Roy, yeah, related to filtering a valid reference for students. Yeah, thank you for
Oh, not sir.
questions. Yeah,
Yes,
thank
sir.
you for question, Pak Samsul.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we are still talking about Bumada's issue, yeah, related to critical thinking. Yeah, filtering the valid information or the valid references. I think it's already been answered, and hopefully Pumada's question is answered relating to filtering valid references for our students. And now about the critical thinking. Yeah, maybe Bu Khalif or Bu Hidayah, you may.
May I add something, sir?
Yes, Pak Iman.
Yes. I want to emphasize on the Mada's questions. Is she asking about the aspects of critical thinking is where? Is that so, sir?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. If in my opinion so far, that if somebody or a student has already mastered on comprehending a passage or a text, he could understand the content clearly. So one aspect has already gained on critical thinking, sir. Secondly, as you have already said, that somebody or someone, students that has already expand his ability in vocabularies, especially in journals matters, in papers matters. So he can be categorized as a student who has the capability of critical thinking. So that is my opinion.
Okay, can you just make it simpler, Pak? The first one?
The first one, that he has the ability of comprehending.
Yeah, so comprehensions. Okay, then.
Yes, the comprehension. The second one, he has already broader his vocabularies.
Okay.
And
Okay.
another one,
Yes.
he has already overcome the language barriers.
Okay. Yes, thank you, Pak Iman, for sharing yeah, some insights related to aspects of critical thinking. But okay, I think it's based on your assumptions related to critical thinking from our discussions. But probably the presenters would like to give a clearer answer related to aspects of critical thinking, which has been mentioned by Iman or some other students over here. Please.
Okay, thank you very much for the time given and the question about the aspects of critical thinking.
Well, there are uh, three main things that comprehend that what is that that becomes the aspect of critical thinking. I agree with Pak Imam. Pak Iman, the first is comprehending, but it is not enough only to comprehend. But the students need to analyze also. So they have to students need to have the analysis skill, and then after that, after analyzing, they are uh, what is that? Uh, Evaluating, and then the last one is synthesizing. So the knowledge, the new knowledge that they get will be analyzed, and then after that, evaluated, and then finally it's synthesized with their background of knowledge. I think that's all, sir.
Okay, Bu Mada, is your question answered?
Does it answer your question, Bu
Yes,
Mada?
yes. There are the aspect, right?
Yes.
Okay, okay. I got your point. And I got Pak Iman point as well.
Hmm. Okay, thank you, Bapak Ibu. So that's why, while you are teaching, um, we need to remember that it is not only making the student understand or comprehend. Yeah, so we need to teach them on how to be able to analyze, evaluate, and synthesize. Yeah, so that they can achieve the aspect of critical thinking. All right, thank you for the answers. And we have another question from Pak Samsul, Bu Halif, and Bu Hidayah. Pak Samsul paid attention on your explanations related to your topic on writing process and product, or product writing or process writing. Pak Samsul would like to have more explanations about that.
What? Sorry, I was out. So what was what kind of explanation, sir? Pak Samsul?
My question is, what is differences from the process writing and product writing, ma'am? For example, we make thesis. It is include for the process writing or product writing, or article or journal maybe. It is the process writing or product writing.
Okay. All
Thank
right.
you.
You're welcome. So, if thesis, articles, and then journals, in my mind, it is process writing, because the most important thing is in the content, but without neglecting the uh, security also. But I think that process writing.
So, for example, for product writing, it's what is it? A magazine or newspaper?
No, sir. Product writing, it doesn't have to be the examples of magazines, of newspaper. If we can say magazines and newspapers are process writing. From product writing, it for me, in my opinion, it's very personal and subjective. Maybe the others can add later. Um, product
Oh,
writing is commonly done in the classroom. If I read the explanation from the book, it is on the way to learning writing, to studying writing. So it is dealing a lot with grammar and the accuracy. The organization must be good. Uh, the grammars must be correct, something like that. Does it answer your question? Oh,
Maybe I add.
please.
May I add, Miss Halif?
Sure, go ahead, Pak Roy.
Okay, according to me, about the the differences between process writing and product writing, according to me, like this. I give the example when I explain about the writing to my students, about the first step is please you analyze about this biography of someone, like this one. And then after that, they will analyze, they will read, they will analyze, and then they will discuss with their friend about, maybe the first is I will give the kind of the example, the kind of the question, I'm sorry, the kind of the question based on the biography someone, and then they try to answer of my of the questions. After that, they comprehend, they discussing with their friend to analyze about the writing. And then after that, it is the name of the process of writing, according to me. But after they understood about the story of the biography of someone, and then they try to write about the result of the historical of someone, simpler, based on their own, and then they submit the result of the writing. It is the name of the product writing, according to me, like this one. Thank you.
Yes, sir. I will add a comment.
Yes.
I think the article or manuscript is a written work that contains ideas, opinions, or critics or fact or phenomena or data. So I guess it is writing process. If it's finished and ready to be submit, it is called writing product. Okay, I think.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So there are several perspectives related to process writing and product writing. Well, I think it's gonna be much simpler if you use as writing as a process and writing as a product. It's gonna be much simpler to be understood. So, Bapak Ibu, if I ask you, would you write? Would you please write one paragraph and focus on the form of the verbs you are using? That's the first one. And the second one, Bapak Ibu, would you like to write a compositions and put out your ideas over there? So which one is writing as a product and which one is writing as a process, Pak Samsul?
The first we have to choose a verb. It is the process writing.
Okay.
Maybe.
So yeah, okay, no problem. So we are still discussing about this one.
Okay.
So the focus of a writing as a product is actually dealing with the accuracy,
Oh, okay.
dealing with the accuracy about the structure, about the words you are using, about the tenses you are using. So when I am asking you to pay attention on the verb you are using, then actually it is the product. But when I am asking you to pour out your ideas to write, there must be something there. So you do some process there because you are trying to think about the ideas, about the contents, about some things there. So writing is a writing as a process when the student is conducting recursive activities. You know recursive activities?
No, sir.
Yes, recursive activities is the activities which should be done again, 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 and again. This is recursive. Sometimes you are writing, you have written, let's say, until 4 paragraph, but you come back again into the second paragraph, and then you come back again into the third paragraph. So this is what's so-called as recursive process. So it is not you have already written, then it's over. No, but you need to do recursive activities. you think your idea, you think about the content. So you do what's so-called as recursive activities. So this is what's so-called as writing as a process, because it cannot be done only one activity. No, this is what's so-called as writing as a process. You got it?
Yeah.
Alice Oshima in academic writing, probably when you were undergrad students, Bapak Ibu still remember that? Oshima in academic writing wrote that writing is a process because it contains recursive activity. It cannot be done only once. There should be pre-writing, and then there should be drafting, and then there should be, still remember that, Bapak Ibu? So there are several activities. So this is what's so called as writing as a process. Okay, but yeah, in the other perspective, like what Bu Hidayatul Munawaro, when you have already finished about your draft, okay, you can call it as the product because you have already finished writing. But I would like to emphasize that writing as a product, in this case, that you try to focus on the structure of the sentences you are using while you are writing. All right. But in a process, you are dealing with the content. You are dealing with the ideas. Okay, so that's why it is recursive. Recursive means that you do, you go, sometimes you have been writing in the first paragraph, and then you come back again to the second paragraph, and then you come back again to the third paragraph to check your contents, to check your ideas. So this is writing as a process. Alice Oshima, actually, what Bu Hidayatul Munawaro said, actually, it is in line with Alice Oshima said that actually, if you have already finished your draft, this is what's called as the product. This is, but according to Lily, according to Lily, this book, writing as a product is not like what Alice Oshima said. It deals with the structure, it deals with the grammar, it deals with accuracy. This is what Lily's perspective. Lily is the author of this book, the author of the book that you have already read, the Bible. Hopefully, it can answer the questions, Pa Samsul.
Sorry, sir.
Can it be understood, Pa?
Yes, very well understood.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome, sir.
We have other questions, Bu Hidayatul and Bu Khalif here from Pa Romzi. What are the challenges posed by different characters in the English language classroom when using technology?
Do you want to answer the questions by Pak Romsi Bu Hidai?
Okay, it is about lack of self confidence in uh, learning English language, and then limited time for studying, especially for my students. Most of them they have not basic English because at elementary school they are not taught briefly or not at all. And then in my school, the children are not allowed to bring cell phones, so we use the traditional method. Okay, you.
Does it answer your question, Pak Romsi?
Halo, Pak Ramzi. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Next from Pak Rudi. As I observe, we can see a certain student has critical thinking. A nod is from the way he or she raises a question based on reading material given. As an English joke said, good question leads you to good answer. Stupid questions lead you to speed a conclusion. All right. So actually, you try to bring your assumptions in this chat box, Rudy.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. And Pumada. So is process writing basically giving better writing product at the end, Mr. Sabat? Yes, of course. Yes. Yeah. Because the more you do the process, the more you analyze your own draft. So that's why I could say that writing as a process means writing is a recursive activity. Recursive is more than one draft. You can have a look at there, more than one draft. Yeah, this is what's called as recursive. You read again, again and again, again. So it will be very when you are writing your thesis later, Bapak Ibu, then you feel writing as a process, Bapak Ibu. Yeah, because you would like to write your ideas and then try to try to really pour out your ideas as the contents of your writing. So you will be dealing with the writing as a process. And it will also become writing as a product later. When you have completely finished your writing then. Okay. All right. Is there any comment or other question? This is quite interesting talking about this one, Bapak Ibu, because it's related to the previous one. Yeah. And the previous one we were talking about speaking and listening, and now we are talking about reading and writing, and it's so much dealing with your daily activities because you are master students, and in this coming semester you will be dealing a lot with your reading and writing in your thesis.
If I can add a little bit about Pak Ronsi's question, was the biggest challenge is the teacher. When using technology in the English language, is the teacher, whether the teachers want to upgrade and update or no. Thank you.
Yes, I also interesting with Mr. Romsi question. Can I add something, Miss and Mr. Sabat?
Yeah, please. We are
What,
discussing here.
yeah, what are the challenges posed by different characters in English language classroom when using technology? I think integrating technology into the English language classroom can bring about numerous benefits, but it also comes with its own set of challenges. Those are students, teachers, administrator, and also the parents, the student. For example, the student may have different levels of technological proficiency, of course. Some may be technology in some of them can be good, and while others might struggle with basic computer skills. For example, in my school, there are so many students that have different basic computer skills. Nah, and then for the teachers may not be adequately trained to integrate technology effectively into their teaching methods, leading to misuse. I think as like limited training. And then for budget constraint, I think limited financial resources, many may restrict the available of up-to-date and effective technology tools in the classroom. And then for the infrastructure challenges, it is in some cases schools may lack the necessary infrastructure such as reliable internet access or adequate devices to support with peer technology integration. And then for the parents may express concern about the amount of time their children spend on screens, especially if they perceive it as detrimental to health or social development. So I think, yeah, for the parents there is a lack of understanding about technology. So yeah, it is many challenges by English language classroom when using technology, I think. Okay, thank you.
Hey, so thank you for the additional comment. And I could see here we have Ibu Ibad. Yeah, Ibu Ibad. Hello, Bu Ibad. Can you listen to my voice, Bu?
Yes.
Can you would you mind sharing your experiences, Bu, while you were actually doing your thesis, Bu? Because you are in the eighth batch, yeah, and you have experiences on reading and writing. Can you just share your experience, Bu?
Uh, yes, sir. I'm sorry. I'd like to join. Yeah, and then about a thesis, about not my thesis.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Sharing about process, maybe, sir.
Okay, what do you mean by sharing about the process?
Yes, I think thesis is example for the critical thinking, maybe, sir.
Okay.
From the process writing and maybe reading.
Okay. Yes. So writing manuscript or writing thesis, it includes all aspects. Yeah. So it deals with writing as a process, and it could also deals with analysis and synthesis and also critical thinking. All those things are coming inside, because a good writing shows the way you are thinking. Yeah, I would like to repeat: a good writing shows the way you are thinking and shows the way how your knowledge is developed. Yeah. Okay. So the more you read, the better your writing will be. The less you read, the worse your writing will be, because without reading, there is no input to write. Maybe you can write, but it's quite simple, and the sentences are so monotonous. Okay, and the most important thing is that by reading, you know about the wide perspective, not only your own perspective, but while you are reading, you are comparing and contrasting your ideas with what you are reading. So actually, Bapak Ibu, if you are reading, yeah, the manuscript or the article, then actually you are going down to the author's ideas, and you try to compare and contrast with your perspective. So it means that you are trying to get the perspective of some other people, and you have your own perspective, and you try to compare and contrast which one is actually the most appropriate one. And you must have your own belief for the first time. Okay, so that's you can be consistent on your own ideas. This is my experience when I was writing my dissertations. Yeah. So while you are reading, then we try to to find out our perspective. Oh, this is not the same as my perspective. What are the differences and what are the weakness and the strengths? We are comparing each other, and you will be doing later, Bapak Ibu, in your thesis writing. Okay. So thank you, Bapak Ibu, for joining. It seems our time is very limited. It's already 4:25, and then we need to end our meeting for today's. Again, I would like to say thank you very much, and I give a deep appreciation for the presenters today, Ibu Khalif and Ibu Hidayatul Munawaro. Thank you for presenting today's material, and thank you for all participants, other students who have very great contributions in our discussion. Thank you, and see you next week in different topic and interesting topic for discussion. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.